So, David Bliven here, Bronx and Westchester divorce attorney. Just wanted to relate some lessons from the divorce wars. So, several years ago, I had a client retain me on a divorce case. Didn't have a lot of money, but she came in and said, hey, guess what? My husband has a lot of money. I think he was really high up in the Egyptian government. According to her, he was making somewhere in the neighborhood of $500,000 a year, had millions of dollars in assets, both here and in Egypt. So it seemed like a no-brainer that, I'm going to get a lot of counsel fees in this case. So I took a relatively low retainer. One of the first things we did is we filed a motion with the court and asked for counsel fees, child support, alimony, etc. But while we were waiting for the decision to come in, the client said to me, hey, I want to file an order of protection case in family court, completely separate court. I want to file subpoenas all over the place. I want to file motions other than the motion that we had already filed, et cetera, et cetera. She had me contacting expert witnesses on a domestic violence issue. Just a lot of work that she was requesting that I do without it being decided what she was going to get in counsel fees yet. Well, here's where that came back to bite her, which is we eventually got the decision. It took months to get the decision, and it came back, and it was a relatively low award. Recollection serves it was like $7,500, which is on the low side if the moneyed spouse is earning somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 to $500,000 and millions of dollars in assets. That's a relatively low award. So I rightly said to the client, look, you can appeal the decision, but appeals in New York, especially in the New York City area, it may take many months, if not a year or so, to get a decision on the appeal. So that is an option for you if you want to go that route. Another route is set up a payment plan with me. Pay me a certain amount per month. I don't do that with all of my clients, but here, significant income, significant assets, I kind of hedge my bets, so to speak, offer the payment plan to her. Well, she comes back and says, gee, I have no money whatsoever. So I'm a homemaker wife. I can't afford to pay you anything. Well, most attorneys are not going to accept that deal. So I had to tell her, unfortunately, if you cannot accept that deal, you don't have the money or wherewithal to file an appeal, you're going to have to release me. Because at that point, she had already owed me somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000. I can't accept $100,000 or $200,000 case, and maybe or maybe not, I get paid in the end. So the lesson there is, especially while you're waiting for a counsel fee decision to come back, you want to, as a client, hedge your bets as to whether you're going to get that counsel fee award. And then, also be careful about asking your divorce attorney to do a ton of work while you're waiting for that decision to come in. Now, if the decision comes in and you get an award of $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 or $100,000 or more, okay, well then maybe the gloves come off. You do a lot more work at that point. But if my client asks me to do the work, I'm happy to do the work, but I have to get paid too. So that is a lesson to take, is to just really listen to your divorce attorney. And I don't think that client did when I was saying, hedge your bets. Listen to your divorce attorney first before you ask your divorce attorney to do tens of thousands of dollars worth of work while you're waiting for that counsel fee decision to come in. So that's a lesson from the divorce wars, my first podcast. So if you like this, follow my page. If you want more, I also blog on my website, and that's just blivenlaw.net/blog. Thanks a lot.